So I know what you guys are already typing in the comment section. It's probably something about Apple being the best and how could you ever say anything bad about Apple, or they have the best products, or something along that line. Or you're about to call me an Android fanboy and say something about the Note 7 exploding. Well, I want to stop you before you do that and say, hear me out. Just listen to what I have to say. I'm going to try to prove everything I say in this video with facts and evidence and stuff like that, and I'll have all the links to everything to that in the description. Also, I'm not trying to say Apple is a bad company as a whole in this video, so try and keep that in mind. I'm just trying to point out some things that prove that Apple isn't what it used to be. And back when Steve Jobs was still alive, Apple was very innovating. They pushed smartphone limits and things like that, and they really set the standards to where smartphones and other devices were going to head on down the line. So if you're an Apple user, don't get so angry and upset that I'm pointing out some disadvantages to Apple products. So with that said, let's get started. So now that we've gotten all that stuff out of the way, let's jump into Apple's computers, or Macs, first. A lot of people love Macs and have never used a PC before. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but they are missing out on a lot. With Macs, you don't really get as much customization or freedom, I should say, as a PC. Also, you are paying a lot more for parts that on a PC wouldn't cost you as much. In other words, you are basically paying for Apple's special software and the logo on the computer. And it's not like Windows is that horrible, you know. I actually prefer Windows over Apple's software. And with a premium price that comes with a Mac computer, is it really worth the extra cost? And again, I'm not trying to bash Apple computers. I'm just pointing out that you can have a much more powerful rig if you build it yourself on a Windows-based computer and not have to spend as much. And if you are going to spend the same amount, you can get a much more powerful computer. I think that's all I really have to say about Macs. I just wanted to touch a small base on that, considering that is a big part of Apple's branding. But anyway, I want to jump into the main part of this video, and that's kind of the smartphones. So when Apple created the first iPhone, it really did blow everybody away. You know, the touchscreen and all that. It set the stage of where smartphones were going to be heading down the line, as I said earlier. However, since Steve Jobs has passed away, what has Apple really innovated? You know what I mean? Nothing that they have done has really pushed the standards so as much as they used to. You know, they've really fallen back on that, you know? If you look at the iPhone 7, they gave everyone this big pep talk about courage and why they needed to remove the headphone jack and that it's an old technology. And I'm not saying the headphone jack will never go away. Let's be honest. It will probably go away sometime in the future, but they took it out so prematurely. And I'm not trying to say again that the iPhone 7 is a horrible phone. It's not a horrible phone. It's just not a phone that's pushing the limits and is really flagship and pushing the market to new standards. You know what I mean? There's only one major difference that the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 7 haven't. There's only one big difference between the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 7, and that's the dual lens camera. Other than that, they added new colors, changed the home button, moved the antenna bands, and more smaller things and stuff like that. But nothing really blew anyone away with that, you know. And now we see the Samsung Galaxy S8 coming out, and I'm not trying to just put up Samsung and say they're the best company, because there are other companies making big innovations. But when you look at the S8, you see a smartphone with hardly any bezel on the screen, improved security measures, and a better screen with a higher resolution. It even has a headphone jack. Samsung included a $100 pair of AKG earbuds to go with every phone as well. I mean, even look at the LG G6. That is even pushing the screen limits even further. We're coming into a new generation of phones here, and we're creating a new era here. Samsung and LG are really pushing this bigger screen, and I think this is really where phones are going to be headed in the future. And if Apple doesn't do something about it in the iPhone 8, they're probably going to be left in the dust. But of course, a lot of you are going to say I'm comparing the iPhone 7 to the Galaxy S8, which is a generation newer and all that. And I don't want to do that, so let's look back at the Galaxy S6. Even the Galaxy S6 has a 1440p screen resolution with wireless charging as well as fast charging. It came out 2 years ago, and it has technology that the iPhone 7 doesn't even have. What is Apple doing? Well, my opinion on it is that they're making average smartphones, or smartphones that are good enough for the era, right? 1080p displays on the iPhone 7 and stuff like that. And they're not really pushing anything. But since it's Apple and they have such a big following of people and stuff like that, they're able to sell it for a premium price and call it a premium product. Something Apple likes to do is say that every new iPhone that comes out is the strongest and fastest iPhone ever made. It's the best iPhone ever made. And technically, that's true, because when you're comparing it to other iPhones, all they have to do is keep all the things that the older iPhone had, and add at least 1 to 2 new features, and then technically, the newer iPhone is better. That doesn't mean it's pushing some major boundaries, and that's what people are getting confused upon. It just means it's technically a little bit better than the previous one. And I'm not saying the iPhone 7 is slow or anything. It does have a very fast processor and stuff like that. But aside from like new features and like pushing limits and stuff, it just doesn't do that. Anyway, guys, those are just my thoughts on Apple and the products, especially the iPhone. Again, I'm not trying to hate on them. I hope that the new Android devices like the LG G6 and the Samsung Galaxy S8 really wake Apple up to the fact that they're slacking, and I really hope they wake the people that follow Apple's devices and really are interested and buy them every year. And I hope it wakes them up as well, because even just looking at the Galaxy S8 and the LG G6 compared to the iPhone 7, they look years more advanced than the iPhone 7 does. And if Apple keeps up this design, they're going to be left in the dust. But anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more if you haven't already. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I hope you listened to what I had to say. Again, I'm not trying to hate on Apple. Without Apple, Samsung and LG wouldn't be doing what they are today. Smartphones wouldn't be like they are today. But right now, Apple is really falling short of that innovation that they used to have. I just wanted to point it out to you guys. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy the video. I'm trying to make this some more I'm trying to make some more different videos. I'm trying to expand my channel, because I'm having a lot more fun with tech-related stuff right now, and I'm really interested in this kind of stuff, so I'm trying to expand it. So when I see something like this, I may talk about it on the channel, so let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.